Frindle by Andrew Clements.
Hi, I'm Asia, and I'm narrator 1.
Hi, I'm Addy, and I'm narrator 2.
Hi, I'm Per, and I'm Nick.
Hi, my name is Sohee, and I'm Jeanette.
Hi, my name is Paddy, and I'm Lady.
Hi, my name is Suphadit, and I'm Miss Granger.
Was Nick Allen a troublemaker? Hard to say. In Lincoln Elementary School, Nick has some wacky ideas. For example, he turned his 3rd grade room into a tropical island. He also turned some English word into something you never thought of. That you will find out in the chapter The Big Idea. Joined Nick, Jeanette, Miss Granger, and a lady in this chapter.
3 things happened later that same afternoon. Nick Allen and Jeanette Fisk had missed the bus because of a school newspaper meeting, so they walked home together. They were seeing who could walk along the curb without falling. It took a lot of concentration, and when Jeanette stepped off into the street,
That's 3 points for me.
I didn't fall. I saw something. Look.
She bent down and picked up a gold ballpoint pen, the fancy kind. That was the first thing, Jeanette finding the pen. They got back on the curb, and Nick followed Jeanette, putting one foot carefully in front of each other on the narrow concrete curb. And while he stepped along, he thought back over the school day, and especially about his report, and what Miss Granger had said about words at the end of the period finally sank in. That was the second thing, understanding what Miss Granger said.
Who says dog means dog?
You do, Nicholas.
I do. Still putting one foot in front of the other, following Jeanette. What does that mean? And then Nick remembered something. When he was 2 years old, his mom had bought him one of those unbreakable cassette players and a bunch of sing-along tapes. He loved them and he played them over and over. He would carry the tape and the player to his mother or his big brother or his father and bang them together and say, "Gawagla, gawagla, gawagla," until someone put the cassette in the machine and turned it on. And for 3 years, whenever he said gawagla, his family knew that he wanted to hear those pretty sounds made with voices and instruments. Then when Nick went to preschool, he learned that if he wanted his teacher and the other kids to understand him, he had to use the word music. But gawagla meant that nice sound to Nick because Nick said so. Who says gawagla means music? You do, Nicholas.
No fair.
They were at the corner of their own street, and Nick had bumped into her, completely absorbed in his thoughts. Jeanette stumbled off the curb, and the gold pen in her hand clattered onto the street.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, honest. I just wasn't watching. Here.
Nick stooped over and picked up the pen and held it out to her.
Here's your...
And that's when the third thing happened. Nick didn't say pen. Instead, he said,
Here's your Frindle.
Frindle?
Jeanette took the pen and looked at him like he was nuts. She wrinkled her nose.
What's a Frindle?
Nick grinned.
You'll find out. See you later.
It was there at the corner of Spring Street and South Grand Avenue, 1 block from home on a September afternoon. And that's when Nick got the big idea. And by the time he'd run down the streets and up the steps and through the doors and upstairs to his room, it wasn't just a big idea. It was a plan, a whole plan, just begging for Nick to put it into action. And action was Nick's middle name. The next day after school, the plan began. Nick walked into the penny pantry store and asked the lady behind the counter for a Frindle. She squinted at him.
A what?
A Frindle, please. A black one.
And Nick smiled at her. She leaned over closer and aimed one ear at him.
You want what?
A Frindle.
And this time Nick pointed at the ballpoint pens behind her on the shelf.
A black one, please.
The
lady handed Nick the pen. He handed her the 49 cents.
Thank you.
And left the store. 6 days later, Jeanette stood on the counter of the penny pantry. Same store, same lady. John had come in the day before, Pete the day before that, and Chris the day before that, and Dave the day before that. Jeanette was the 5th kid Nick had sent there to ask that woman for a Frindle. And when she asked, the lady reached right for the pens.
Blue or black?
Nick was standing one aisle away at the candy racks, and he was grinning. Frindle was a real word. It meant pen. Who says Frindle means pen? You do, Nicholas. Half an hour later, a group of serious 5th graders had a meeting in Nick's playroom. It was John, Pete, Dave, Chris, and Jeanette. Add Nick and those 6 kids, 6 secret agents. They held up their right hands and read the oath that Nick had written out for them.
From this day on and forever, I will never use the word pen again. Instead, I will use the word Frindle, and I will do anything possible so others will too.
And all 6 of them signed the oath with Nick's Frindle. The plan would work. Thanks, Miss Granger.